Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie.
2024 was packed with intergalactic adventures, mind-blowing escapades, and long-awaited adaptations. Now, the year is over, but worry not. 2025 and 2026 are bringing everything from intergalactic adventures to never-before-seen superhero teams. Star Trek Section 31, January 24th, 2025. Paramount Plus dropped the official trailer for Star Trek Section 31 at CCXP in Sao Paulo, Brazil, giving fans a first look at Michelle Yeoh's return as Emperor Philippa Georgiou from Star Trek Discovery. In the trailer, Georgiou gets an unexpected visit at her space station. "What are you doing in my space station?" she asks, only to be offered a chance to dive back into some galaxy-sized action. Her cheeky response? "What a cute idea." Clearly she's game. The movie sees Georgiou joining Starfleet's secret Section 31 to help protect the United Federation of Planets while confronting her past mistakes. The film's cast includes Omari Hardwick, Casey Roll, Robert Kaczynski, Sam Richardson, Sven Ruigrok, Humberly Gonzalez, and James Hiroyuki Liao, with Miku Martineau playing a young Georgiou. Directed by Olatunde Osunsanmi and written by Craig Sweeney, the film also features an impressive production team, including Alex Kurtzman and Michelle Yeoh herself. It'll stream exclusively on Paramount Plus in the US and internationally where the platform is available. Captain America Brave New World, 14 February 2025. Sam Wilson's Captain America is taking flight on the big screen with Captain America Brave New World after stepping into Steve Rogers' shoes in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Anthony Mackie will lead this new chapter. Co-written by Malcolm Spellman, the showrunner for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and directed by Julius Ona, who directed The Cloverfield Paradox, the film is being described as a paranoid thriller. The plot sees Sam tackling a global crisis involving sleeper agents and a sinister mastermind, with hints pointing toward Red Hulk, the monstrous form of Thaddeus Ross. Played by Harrison Ford, taking over from the late William Hurt, Ross is also the newly elected U.S. president, making his transformation all the more complicated. The story will also introduce adamantium into the MCU, with the metal linked to the remains of the celestial Tiamat. On the villain side, Tim Blake Nelson is back as the leader, while Giancarlo Esposito steps in as Sidewinder, leader of the Serpent Society. The cast also includes Liv Tyler returning as Betty Ross, Danny Ramirez as the new Falcon, Carl Lumbly reprising his role as Isaiah Bradley, and Shira Haas as Sabra, a former Black Widow. The Electric State, 14 March 2025. The Electric State is a sci-fi movie based on the 2018 graphic novel of the same name. The story follows a young woman searching for her missing brother with the help of a robot who claims to know where he is. Together, they journey through a dystopian wasteland set in an alternate version of 1994. The film has generated a lot of buzz thanks to its powerhouse team. Joe and Anthony Russo are directing, working with Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, the same creative minds behind Captain America the Winter Soldier and Avengers Endgame. On screen, it stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt, alongside a stellar supporting cast, including Ke Huy Quan, Stanley Tucci, Giancarlo Esposito, Woody Harrelson, Anthony Mackie, and Brian Cox. Coming to Netflix in March 2025, The Electric State is reportedly a massive production, with rumors suggesting a budget around $320 million, on par with Infinity War. Whether it can match the impact of such a blockbuster remains to be seen, but with its star-studded cast and creative team, it's shaping up to be a must-watch sci-fi adventure. Minecraft, April 4th, 2025. The wildly popular game Minecraft is finally getting its own feature film in 2025. Directed by Jared Hess, who did Napoleon Dynamite, the movie marks the game's leap into the big screen world, though details about the plot and how it'll incorporate the game's iconic lore are still unknown. What we do know is the film has a stellar cast. Jason Momoa from Aquaman is set to lead, while Jack Black will reportedly play the game's iconic character Steve. Joining them are Jennifer Coolidge from The White Lotus, Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows, Kate McKinnon from Barbie, Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords, Emma Myers from Wednesday, and Danielle Brooks from The Color Purple, with Brooks and Black teaming up for a musical number. Mickey 17, 18 April 2025. Mickey 17 is an upcoming sci-fi film based on a novel with a super intriguing premise. The story centers on a man who signs up to be cloned as an expendable worker, essentially dying and being reborn after each iteration. But when one clone survives, it throws everything off balance, leading to some wild and unpredictable consequences. The movie stars Robert Pattinson in the lead role and is directed by Bong Joon-ho, the mastermind behind Parasite and Snowpiercer. With a gripping story, Pattinson's talent, and Joon-ho's brilliant direction, this film promises to be a standout sci-fi experience, offering something fresh compared to the usual franchise blockbusters. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is packed with superhero teams like the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Fantastic Four, who are even getting a new movie in 2025. But now, Marvel's shaking things up by bringing in their first-ever anti-hero squad, the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts cast was officially revealed during the 2022 D23 Expo, and it's loaded with big names, leaving little room for unexpected returns. Julia Louis-Dreyfus leads the team as Contessa Val, with Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, David Harbour as Red Guardian, Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, Wyatt Russell as John Walker, U.S. Agent, Hannah John Kamen as Ava Ghost, and Sebastian Stan returning as Bucky Barnes. The cast had a shakeup in 2024. Ayo Edebiri and Stephen Yeun were initially announced but later exited. Geraldine Viswanathan stepped in for Ayo's mysterious role and appears in the trailer. Meanwhile, Yeun's reported role as Sentry was recast, with Lewis Pullman now confirmed in the part. The trailer for Thunderbolts is out, but the plot is still mostly unknown. What we do know is that the film follows the anti-hero team taking on government assignments. Pretty vague, right? But honestly, that's typical Marvel. They kept the whole Spider-Man reunion in No Way Home a secret for ages. The trailer does give us a look at the team in action, but who they're up against is still a mystery. Elio, June 13, 2025. In 2025, Pixar is hitting a big milestone. 30 years since Toy Story debuted and kicked off one of the most impressive creative streaks ever. But Pixar isn't just about its classic franchises. The studio keeps delivering fresh, original stories, and Elio is the latest gem in that lineup. Written and initially directed by Adrian Molina, who worked on Coco, Elio follows a boy named Elio, played by Jonas Kibreab from Sweet Tooth, who gets suddenly whisked away from Earth to an intergalactic senate. This is where representatives from countless worlds come together to talk about the universe's well-being. Mistaken for Earth's ambassador, Elio has to figure out how to represent humanity while making some new friends along the way. With a fun plot and a stacked voice cast featuring Zoe Saldana, Jamila Jamil, and Brad Garrett, Elio is shaping up to be a great space adventure. There's been a little drama behind the scenes, though. Zoe Saldana stepped in for America Ferrera, and Domi Shi and Madeline Sharafian took over directing duties from Adrian Molina. Megan 2.0, June 27, 2025. Megan became a surprise horror hit for Universal Pictures, setting up more chaos with the killer doll and the family she's determined to protect at any cost. Just days after the movie's release, the studio quickly gave the green light for a sequel, confirming Megan 2.0 would bring back writer Akilah Cooper, stars Allison Williams and Violet McGraw, and director Gerard Johnstone. Joining the cast this time are Ivana Sakno from Ahsoka, Tim Sharp from Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Aristotle Athari from Hacks, and Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords. Brian Jordan Alvarez and Jen Van Epps are also returning as Cole and Tess. While the plot for the sequel is still under wraps, the first film left a hint that Megan might have survived as software moving between systems, suggesting she could get a new body and some fresh dance moves in the next film. Producer James Wan spoke to Empire magazine, saying the first movie came out at a time when concerns about AI were rising, and they plan to dive even deeper into the AI world in the sequel. Jurassic World Rebirth, July 2nd, 2025. While the first Jurassic Park movie was inspired by Michael Crichton's popular novel and directed by the visionary Steven Spielberg, the franchise has grown far beyond what either could have imagined. With both the original trilogy and the Jurassic World trilogy adding major twists to the story, now the dinosaurs are roaming free, creating a whole new set of problems. Jurassic World Rebirth will explore a world that's changed forever, set 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion. Scarlett Johansson, with plenty of sci-fi experience, will lead this new chapter in the Jurassic World saga. The film is being directed by the talented Gareth Edwards, known for genre-defining films like The Creator, where he pushed the boundaries of what AI-focused movies could be. The Fantastic Four, July 25, 2025. The Fantastic Four is one of the most iconic superhero teams, but unfortunately, their movie adaptations have often fallen short. Now that they're part of the MCU, we're all hoping for a film that blows expectations out of the water. While details about the plot remain unknown, aside from the fact that it's set in an alternate universe's 1960s New York, we do know who will be playing Marvel's first family. After years of speculation, Marvel Studios unveiled the cast on Valentine's Day 2024. Pedro Pascal will take on the role of Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby will play Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn will star as Johnny Storm, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach will portray Ben Grimm. The film will also feature Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and Natasha Lyonne, John Malkovich, and Paul Walter Hauser in undisclosed roles. Taking the director's chair is Matt Shakman, who previously helmed WandaVision, replacing Spider-Man director John Watts. Tron Aries, October 10, 2025. When Tron first dropped in 1982, it completely changed the game with its groundbreaking effects and vision of the future. But when the sequel came out in 2010, with improved technology for cleaner and smoother visuals, it didn't quite hit the same mark as the original. Now, a new sequel, Tron Aries, aims to take things to the next level. Tron Aries has just revealed a fresh light cycle design in new images. This new version looks more advanced, with 4 wheels instead of the classic 2. While we'll probably see the original light cycle, it's clear the filmmakers wanted to bring something new to the table. Personally, I'm all in for the new look. Since Tron moves into the real world in this film, evolving key elements make sense for the story. As long as there's at least one classic light cycle, I'm all in and can't wait to see it in action. The movie stars Jared Leto as a rogue program from the digital world, who's sent to the real world on an unknown mission. Evan Peters also stars, along with other actors who will help move the franchise forward. After years of development, Tron Aries could be exactly what the series needs to evolve beyond the original and carve out a new legacy. Predator Badlands, November 7, 2025. The Predator franchise has had its ups and downs over the years, but one entry that really changed the game was Prey in 2022. This fresh take on the iconic monsters revitalized the series, largely thanks to director Dan Trachtenberg's vision. So it makes total sense that the next big Predator movie, Badlands, is being handed back to Trachtenberg. The story will follow 2 sisters navigating a wasteland, likely trying to survive against the deadly creatures. Elle Fanning is set to star, and this could be another chance for the franchise to become a major hit once again. Avatar: Fire and Ash, December 19, 2025. James Cameron has long been celebrated as one of the greatest pioneers in film, thanks to his work on some of the highest-grossing movies ever and his groundbreaking use of visual effects in films like The Abyss, Terminator 2: Judgment Day, and Avatar. Now, he's returning to the world of Avatar for the 3rd chapter of its epic saga. Following the first film, where Jake Sully permanently became a Na'vi, and the sequel, The Way of Water, which saw Sully's family expand along with rising threats to their people, Avatar: Fire and Ash is set to reignite the franchise. The 3rd film promises to dive even deeper into the world of Pandora, pushing the boundaries of visual effects once again. The Mandalorian and Grogu, May 22, 2026. For a long time, Star Wars was all about the Jedi and their fight for survival against overwhelming odds. After 9 films in the main series, the Jedi story has been told in great detail, but now the franchise is finding new success by shifting the spotlight to lesser-known figures within that universe. Jon Favreau, who now leads the Star Wars division at Disney, has helped bring The Mandalorian to success, and now the bounty hunter is making his way to the big screen in The Mandalorian and Grogu. Favreau is back to direct, and the film will follow the adventures of these fan-favorite characters from the TV series, making it one of the most anticipated Star Wars films in years. Avengers Doomsday, May 1, 2026. At the July 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, Avengers Doomsday was officially revealed as the new title for Avengers 5, shifting the focus from Kang to Doctor Doom as the main villain. In a huge surprise, Robert Downey Jr. will return to the MCU, not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom, marking a dramatic comeback for the actor. The Russo brothers, known for directing hit MCU films like Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, and Endgame, have also been confirmed to direct both Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Their involvement has raised expectations, given their proven success. Destin Daniel Cretton was originally set to direct Avengers 5, but with the Russo brothers now taking the reins, Cretton may work on a different Marvel project. A report from Deadline revealed that Avengers Doomsday could feature over 60 characters, making it one of the most ambitious MCU films to date. While a large cast may present narrative challenges, it sets the stage for a movie with a scale that could rival Avengers Endgame. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, July 26, 2026. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow will make a splash as the second live-action film featuring the hero, the first being from 1984. This new movie will explore uncharted territory for the DC Universe, focusing on a character with a deep comic history but less screen time than Superman or Batman. The film will serve as a key test for how the DC Universe handles lesser-known characters. With other more obscure figures like Booster Gold and Swamp Thing already confirmed, it's clear DC is ready to expand its comic book lineup on the big screen. James Gunn has teased a darker take on Supergirl, highlighting her tough upbringing on a devastated Krypton compared to Superman's more nurturing experience on Earth. This version of Supergirl promises to be much tougher and unlike the typical portrayal, with her adjustment to Earth life shaped by trauma and resilience. The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, November 20th, 2026. This prequel takes us 40 years before the original series, focusing on Haymitch Abernathy during the 50th Hunger Games, aka the First Quarter Quell. While we don't know much about the cast yet, some familiar faces from the production team will return, like director Francis Lawrence and producers Nina Jacobson and Brad Simpson. The story is set to dive into Haymitch's backstory and his win in the Deadly Games, possibly touching on the Mutts and Dr. Gall, the mastermind behind the Capitol's creations. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. We'll see you next time.